What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Otw Tchouameni's 86 rated card. He's now had another upgrade thanks to his French win. Hopefully, it's going to look even better than before. He is, as you can tell, a player that normally starts in my team. Him and Kessie are the big midfielders that normally rock this play. And in general, I've absolutely loved him from the very start, and he's just got better and better with these upgrades. Obviously, with one to watches, they can still go up. They're not like the Path to Glories, or in fact, no, they can still go up. In terms of the road to the knockouts, they can get now in forms. We have just hit every requirement of winning X amount of matches with your clubs and also a nation win. So if Otw Tchouameni wants to go up, he's going to have to pull his finger out and get himself an inform or some sort of team of the tournament card to go up even more. So a nice card regardless. We did manage to get him right at the start with our one to watch pack. So honestly, I'm absolutely buzzing from now. And he's gone up to 120k worth of value. The question is he worth it? And we have now got quite a few centre mids that can definitely take that position. Will he be one to go in, or will he be one to go out? He's a 3-star, medium high with the 6'2" right foot. We have got no traits on him, unfortunately. And in terms of what you want on him, I'm starting to feel like the shadow might be the better move now. Obviously, we have had a kind of change up in lengthy to explosive to controlled what is the meta and what is not the meta. So obviously with him, anchor is what I've always gone with because it does make him lengthy, and that was the big play to start with. Gives him 79 pace, 91 defending, and also 91 physical, which is pretty cracking. It takes him to an overall of a 90 DM. He's already got a little bit of shot power, not really too fussed. As you can imagine, shooting wise isn't really the kind of go forward. The assist is actually quite good from him. He's got very good short and long passing as well as vision, and he's got very good composure. I've never really noticed a massive kind of difference with agility balance being relatively average, so hopefully he will just continue to get better and better for me. Obviously the defending and physical is very good with him, and he does sit next to Kessie in this team now, both 86s. So let's jump into him and see what Otw Tchouameni can do for us. First touch of the ball with him then. Let's see what we can find with him. He's normally pretty decent with the ball. I don't necessarily hold it too much with him because I do like to get it as quick up to the pitch as we can. Obviously, he does sit in this sort of position. We're going to ping one into Kessie, one into Mbappe. Very, very weak shot there. But normally, him and Kessie very much just hold the midfield. We do see a lot of just that straight pass through. Virgil mops up, and then we get the counter again. Obviously, the passing wise of him is normally pretty solid. And with Kessie being more of a DM, I do tend to probably push a little bit more with, obviously, Otw Tchouameni. Getting to Mbappe, who's just, that's a great assist. Add that 57 to his tally. But Otw Tchouameni normally is that go-to player. We did just do Bruno Gomes, so at the end of the video, if you want to check that one out, we'll leave it as the card at the end, because I think, again, another very, very solid CM who definitely could do more of a work, kind of being not necessarily a full box-to-box, but most definitely more of the link-up play between the midfield and the attack. I just absolutely love the pings from him. The across box or the across pitch movement is absolutely phenomenal from him. And then Mbappe in this in this forward role is just next level as we find the pass, Kessie to Tchouameni, and that is exactly how I work them every single game as we find the chip. Oh, it's off the bar. And Mbappe finishes. That is normally the way I do it. Kessie makes the tackle, Tush is the one on the outlet, and then it's straight to the forwards. And normally you do get a lot of that sort of play. The good thing as well, having someone like a Otw Tchouameni and also Kessie in the box, is one 6'2" and one 6 foot. Oh, he's gone for it. So obviously in terms of the height, you have got no problem. And that is something I've always enjoyed with a lot of these FIFAs that require just some sort of strong midfield, is the guys who are 6 foot plus, they normally run the midfield pretty well as we find that ball. Oh, was looking for a bit more of a curve into Messi if we could. But in terms of kind of having the smaller Modric-esque midfielders, never normally the strongest and the greatest at tackling. So it's always been better. The Kessies, Bruno Gomes, Otw Tchouameni. Then we go obviously up the budget into a Vieira, a Hullet. Matthias is one of them ones that just breaks the mold as such, very much like a Cannavaro. You're used to your 6'4" defenders, whereas Cannavaro's I think 5'7" or 5'8". Obviously breaking the mold in terms of a top end player, but most definitely is by no means any less of a player, as we find Touche here looking for the ball back. Going to go for I was going to go for a bigger ball through to Mbappe, but we definitely find somebody. Again, Kessie, quick passing with it. Messi with the spin. Left foot finesse with a good block from Koulibaly. Into him again. We're going to look for that outside of the foot. Get the chest for Terrier. Finds it. Going to look on the outside still. Pings it straight in. Messi takes it away from the keeper. Little left 180. And Mbappe picks up the pieces once more. And again, straight into the next bit of play. Mbappe over. Koulibaly doing his business as he always. Touche again looking at that Terrier run if he can. He's going to keep the ball though. Very, very risky play. Don't normally kind of like him heavily on the ball with players around him, just because obviously with the agility balance being lower, he's not necessarily one that's going to take on players. And that's personally where I think the box-to-box kind of goes from him, purely for the fact that I just know his dribbling ability is definitely not on the greater scale. Obviously, we want to see him somewhere here if we can. We look at this, how slow he turns on that spin. That is exactly why we definitely just want to see him pass the ball out. Nothing too spectacular, but does an absolute job in that mid. That is exactly what you want from him. You don't necessarily need the flair from him, because he's got a very, very good pass that normally, if spun rightly, does get the ball quite well. Good interception. Good pass off again. Find him in that middle. Looking for a ping if we can. This is going to be the only problem with him, and literally I just spin out with him. That is going to be the best thing to do. If you find yourself two defenders or two midfielders kind of on him, make sure you just spin it out, get the pass somewhere else. Don't try and necessarily overcomplicate it, because you just know he will get tackled from it. There's no way that he normally kind of spins round people. It's just not his game style. And again, using players like that to their ability, and especially to their power kind of play, is always going to be better than trying to oh, that's a good goal. Trying to over maneuver it, whereas literally you can just have that turn out, little spin across, and even just passing it across goal. And at the very, very minimum, if, say, you found yourself, say, just sitting here with it, you've got two defenders on you, just kick it out of play. Honestly, it will always be a better outlet than trying to force it and maybe losing play right on the edge, where you could really, really do with not having anybody walking through you quite quickly. And seeing it out if we can. Little through ball into Messi. Going to try and find one into Mbappe, who's just going to completely run into this back line. Honestly, absolutely stuck his ground there. Good tackle from Touche. Nice little play out. Lovely. Oh, that's a ball from Otw Tchouameni, and I really thought we could have got the shot off better there. That's a solid ball through. Sees him in very, very comfortably. So we're having a look at the overall for him then. In terms of the upgrade from his 84 to an 86, we have had an increase of 2 on the pace, 3 on the shooting, 2 on the passing, 2 on the dribbling, 2 on the defending as well, and 2 on the physical. So a very, very good upgrade for just 1 win. That is the best thing about this. It literally was just a French win that obviously has upgraded him to this 86, which I think is great that it's not always just a +1. Same with obviously Dest. If they do manage to win today, he'll get like a +6 or something like that. So it's nice to see that they're not just going in the generic 1 or 2 every single time. It is nice for Otw Tchouameni to get himself from, I believe, an 82 he was to begin with, all the way up now to an 86, making him even more valuable in that midfield. Is he the best midfielder? Then that is the question. In terms of price, 120 is not bad at all. In terms of his La Liga, we obviously have the Modric, who is very good at box-to-box, but most definitely not on that defensive side. We have a Marquez, who I think is more of a centre-back. Mascherano, a cracking little unit there. Obviously with his hero card, it's not in La Liga, but with or his World Cup hero, with his normal one, that is a great DM that you can get. A little bit smaller than your Otw Tchouameni. We have Kessie and Otw Tchouameni both being centre mids in La Liga, which is always nice. Lamar's always a nice one. De Jong's is a cracking box-to-box. Valverde's going to be one of the ones that you're going to really find tough to beat. He again is very nice. Not necessarily at the height of them, but most definitely in the contention. To be fair, 6 foot definitely looks smaller than what you kind of think, but definitely in contention with them, to be honest. And in terms of French as well, we're looking at the obvious in Vieira, who is just out and out one of the better ones you can get. We then look at Zidane as a box-to-box. Conte, unfortunately, would definitely need a flashback or something to really kind of up him in terms of his rating, but unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see that until maybe FUT Birthday. That I think could be the kind of kind of place to go there with it. We then have coming down a little bit more in Sissoko, quite a nice little CDM if anything. But in terms of a CDM slash box to box, thank you for subscribing, Khaled. I realise that's just popped up. But in terms of a CDM CM, then obviously I think Tchouameni is definitely in that category of a very good player for the price. 120 definitely is not terrible nowadays, and with the chance of obviously going up again, or at least with another inform, could actually be quite nice. In terms of his in real life, I don't think he's had too many for La Liga, so it'll be interesting to see if he does manage to start going in there, but unfortunately I don't see it just yet. Overall wise, I think Anchor's definitely still a good move. I do think Shadow could be another way that you could go with it if you wanted more pace. I personally still like the lengthy on these two centre mids. I think it works well. They definitely still go up and down pretty quickly. The only thing I think you don't really kind of want to do with Tchouameni is dribble with it, which I think in terms of a DMCM, I'm not planning on to anyway. That is the only kind of bonus that a Yaya Toure, a Marquisio will have, is they are more adept to actually holding the ball. And same with a Bruno Gomes. He is very much better at holding the ball, even though he still has that 3-star. You can definitely notice the difference there. And maybe having Tchouameni and Kessie with that might be overkill. But again, it's worked for me so far. So let me know down below what you think about him. I personally think he's a cracking centre mid. He'll probably still stay in my team for quite some time, and maybe if he does get another upgrade, potentially we might see another review, or if he does get another special somewhere that is obviously higher rated. Overall wise, I think in terms of centre mid, I'd give him a 9 out of 10. I think with the upgrade from where he's kind of been to now, definitely a very good upgrade, a +4 in the overall for absolutely zero work other than Real Madrid and France winning. I really can't complain about that. So let me know down below what you think. Make sure you do check out the videos on the screen right now. Bruno Gomes is a solid unit, so definitely check that one out. And I'll catch you all for the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Peace.